Hi, welcome back to Keto Over 50. I'm RJ. Today I am making celebration soup. Are you excited? This is going to be like confetti in a bowl, like a big celebration. You're going to want to make it for all your family holidays, graduations, anniversaries, birthdays. It's going to become your signature dish, celebration soup. Let's get started. You're gorgeous. Thank you for joining me today. I am so excited about this. You know what I have special today? If you've seen my earlier videos, I had an heirloom piece. Speaking of celebrations, I had a crock pot. Before anything else could do this, I could sear meat on the stove and then just drop it into the container. Well, it had a Teflon coating that was coming off a lot. And everyone was asking me, where did you get that? What is that? And I love it. I absolutely loved it for its time. I had some gift cards for my birthday in October, and I wanted a new crock pot that had a better coating that was going to be amazing. And it's right here. And this is my inaugural celebration dish. I have a lot to celebrate with this, so I'm very excited. This soup is going to be unlike anything you've ever had. And I'm making everything little and tiny, like these little sliced baby carrots in 3 different colors. I diced up, and I'll show you how to do all this as we get started. A little zucchini in little tiny diced pieces. I have pancetta, diced pancetta, and we are going to make the tiniest meatballs we can make. I have 2 ways I'm going to try to do it. When you make this at home, the way to make this recipe a breeze is get everything prepared ahead of time. Okay? I've already done that. Now we're going to make the meatballs, and I will show you how I did everything here that you see. But I left this laying here. That looks pretty funny. 1 Italian sausage, and I used sweet Italian sausage, but you can use hot if you prefer that. Okay? And we've got 2 different kinds of onions. Okay, so this is just about not even a 1/4 cup of finely minced onions. The other onions are just more coarsely chopped. And so I wanted really tiny onions for this. The recipe, actually, you could use shallots if you want. I am adding ricotta cheese, about 1/3 of a cup, a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. You really want the onions chopped small in this so they'll stay together. And we've got 1 egg. Boom. Okay. I'm brighter now. I forgot to turn my light on. So I've got that. And breadcrumbs. I make keto breadcrumbs. All you have to do, the recipe is in the description for all of this. But all you have to do is take I use the ends of my keto bread that I buy. I get that keto seed bread at Costco, but you could use any keto bread, dry them out. Your air fryer does it instantly almost. And then just put them in your NutriBullet and pulverize them, and voila, you have keto breadcrumbs. That was something I missed as much as anything when I started cooking keto, and you make a meatloaf or meatballs, you really need breadcrumbs. And that's a real great hack for that. Sometimes I forget what I'm about to add, right? Okay, because I have parsley here. I have some chopped parsley, but we're not there yet. That goes in the soup when we're almost all done. So I've got my my magic drawer of supplies, right? I have 2 cloves of garlic. One's pretty big, one's pretty small. We're just going to add that to the meatballs. And between that and the Italian sausage, this is going to taste amazing. You're going to love it. I'm telling you, when you make this for your guests or your family, they are going to say, how did you make this? And you can just say, it's magic, and I can only make it at celebration time or days that end in Y, right? Okay, so that's it for the meatballs. And we're going to add some salt and pepper. I'm going to add a dash of my little onion powder here, just a little bit, because you want them really tasty. And then, you know, my little soldiers here. Did I ever tell you I put salt, garlic powder, and pepper on the top back when I had a doggie? You can tell they're worn off. Back when I had a doggie, I had a dog sitter, and she told me when I got home, she goes, I can't believe you don't have salt and pepper in your house. If you've seen me open my cupboards, you know I have a lot of seasoning and spices in my house. So I felt terrible. She started bringing her own salt and pepper over. Time to get dirty and get funky. And then I'm going to show you 2 different ways. I want to try a new way to, because I want everything to be small in this soup, like confetti, like for a celebration. It's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen or had. So I'm mixing the egg with the breadcrumbs, the ricotta, the Parmesan, and the seasoning, and the really finely minced onions. I wish I had a shallot for this, because I just think it has a milder flavor. So I just used a little bit of the chopped onion. All right. You know, you could use a little more Italian sausage if you like, but the reason why I only put in 1 is because I want all the advantage of the flavor, but I prefer the texture in a meatball of ground beef. I want to make the smallest meatballs possible. Like I said, I want this big pot to be filled with a soup that's like confetti, just a lot of different textures and flavors. That's why the pancetta is so perfect. It's really tiny diced. So are the vegetables. So I thought, how could I make little meatballs? Really little. And you know, I have 3 meatball scoops. I can make them like a softball, like a golf ball, and like a ping pong ball. But I want just a little smaller than a ping pong ball. So I thought I would try this method. I almost bought a new silicone ice cube tray that just had like balls, but I had these and they're honeycomb shaped. And I thought if it's going to work, it'll work on this too. So I'm just going to hit it with a little olive oil spray. So these will come out. Now, if this works, it's going to be outstanding. It's going to be such a shortcut hack. And you can see I'm just spreading this meat mixture. Gosh, I hope this works. I'm going to be a genius if it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have another mess to clean up. But I thought, well, it's worth trying, right? And I've got my melon baller. Look at how little this guy is. Where can you see him? There we go. This little melon baller, it's got a big one on one side and a little one on the other side. So, no, I never twirled as a child. But I thought if I could do this, I even thought of maybe sticking them in the freezer. So if they don't come out right away, I'm going to stick them in the freezer. And I'll see you next Thursday when I finally finish this recipe, right? Okay, so I'm not going to do the whole tray. There goes my optimism, right? Okay, so I'm jamming them in here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So I've got this and I want to level it off. And I don't have a pastry scraper, you know, the kind you use to make breads and things where you just scrape your counter with that. But I thought, well, my spatula, my new olive wood spatula kind of has a hard flat edge. So let's give that a shot. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. Listen, I experiment all the time. It's either going to work or it's not. And all you need is a sense of humor. Because if you take this too seriously, I take the soup seriously, but this is just one small aspect of it. Okay, so let's see if this works. Ooh. And I'm just going to punch them down in there and scrape off the excess. Now all I have to worry about is getting them out. What happens? I really wish I had time to freeze these. But I used the olive oil spray, so we'll see. I may not be able to do it so you can see right away. I think I've made a decision. I think that if you could freeze these, they would pop out. But I am so far behind today. and I want to get a video out to you. So I'm going to do it this way. But look at this. It is working in a way. The ice cube tray is actually working to make them easier. If I go right into the meat and grab a lump of ground beef, then I have to get it out of the melon baller. It's okay. It's a solution. But you see how tiny these little meatballs are, and that's exactly what I was going for. I bought, for this soup, I wanted little things that were little and round or little and square. So I found a bag of miniature tricolor carrots, white, purple, and orange. And all I did was I cut off the ends, and then I just sliced them into the smallest little discs that I could get. Because when you're going to stir the soup and serve it and it's all done, these little, there's another end, these little guys are just going to be spectacular. They're going to be tender because they'll have cooked down in your crock pot. And they're so pretty. And with the multicolored, I saw them and I just got so inspired to do this, to make like a confetti soup recipe. You want to dice up a zucchini, and the way you do it, you cut it in half, and then I cut it in slices because you want a flat edge to cut it on. And this is so easy. I was going to do it all up ahead of time, and then I thought, well, let me show you how I did it. So you just cut it in half and then cut it lengthwise again, and then you cut it in little strips. This is almost like cutting an onion. It's just so easy. And watch your little fingers. I think I'm talking to myself on that one. And then it's just a matter of, like your Ronco slice and dice here. And they're just the perfect little size, because then you're going to have that little bit of dark green. You're going to have the purple and the orange from the carrots and the white, and you're going to have the meatballs, and it's going to be, just a beautiful rainbow. I chopped about a half of a white onion, a sweet onion, and then I had some scallions. So scallions give a different flavor than a sweet onion or a red onion, and that's that. Boom. And we are ready to make this soup, this celebration soup. Are you ready to celebrate? Yay! Okay. One of the reasons why I really like this new pan is because it'll go up to 450, and it's already, look at what it's doing here. In about 3 minutes time, the pancetta, maybe 4 minutes time, the pancetta is getting browned, and I am going to throw these meatballs in. Ooh, look at that. Wow. You have to be careful when you're stirring them, or you're just going to make a big meatloaf in the pot. Once they start to sear and get a little brown, they'll be easier to stir and manage. But you want your pot nice and hot so that it'll sear quickly. So I was very excited to be able to replace my other crock pot. First of all, it's easier to have an electric thermostat here. The smoke is coming up. This is a beautiful surface, especially for a soup or anything else, this green pan. And the lining has diamonds in it, and it will not scratch. And I'm very excited to make more soups for you in this, or anything else I can dream of. But they're holding their shape, which is great. I'm going to get my lens dirty on my camcorder. They're holding their shape. It's so fragrant. I will link down below in the description to silicone ice cube molds so that you can get the right kind. Mine are honeycomb, like I said, but I'm putting in almost about a teaspoon of freeze-dried basil, which adds such a great Italian flavor. I also have a little bit of Italian seasoning, Tuscan style, but I'm only going to use a half a teaspoon of that because sometimes it gets a little strong. The timing on this was perfect to give the pancetta and the onions a little bit of a head start, and then throw in the meatballs. I will link to this green pan down below in the description, and if I can find the olive wood spatula and spoon, I'll link to that too, because these just make cooking so much more fun when you have the right tool for something. So this is really coming together beautifully, and I am going to stir in about 2 tablespoons of base. I like this better than a bouillon cube. That's a really big tablespoon. I'm going to put in 2 of these. Very sticky. Okay, 2 tablespoons like that for the flavor. And I have about a 1/4 cup of chopped fresh parsley that I'm going to sprinkle on there, and that will cook down, and it will add such a nice flavor too. Do you smell your food, as your ingredients as you throw them in? I always do. It helps me to get the right amount in there, because if you smell something and it smells really strong, you're going to want to take it easy on that. So I've got a can of, I really like these, the red gold crushed tomatoes. Can you see that? And then I'm going to add our beautiful zucchini, diced zucchini, and little round carrots. That's 6 ounces of carrots. So that's only 11 carbs in the whole pot of soup with all of those. So you're not going to be eating all those each time unless you have 5 bowls of soup. Oh, are you starting to see the celebration? What I'm so excited about? And I've got 2 cups of water here. I'm going to pour it in slowly and see how much I need. But you just want to cover the meat and the vegetables, give it enough. How gorgeous is that? If you're not in love with the food you're making, level up. When you serve this, even after all the vegetables are tender and cooked down, that is spectacular. And imagine you start a new family tradition where when it's somebody's birthday or anniversary, or they got a new job or a new house, something good just happened, and you're going to make the celebration soup. My mother always made chicken paprikash for me on my birthday, and it just becomes a thing. And now I have to make it for myself, but I still want it on my birthday. And that's what these things do, is they really resonate with us on a deep heart level. And that's what makes them so special, and why it's a celebration. Look at that. It does look like confetti, doesn't it, in there? 4 hours at 200 degrees. I had no idea what temperature it would cook at, but 4 hours at 200 degrees, which will be 11 o'clock at night. I want a bowl now. Come on, hurry up. So I'm excited to share my new fabulous green pan with you. I'll link to anything that I use today down below in Amazon. And as an affiliate, I may earn a small commission if you do decide to use one of those links to buy something, but it won't affect your price in any way. I really appreciate you joining me for this celebration soup recipe. I dreamed this up. I thought, what could we make that's a great hearty soup, but it's not the same old soup that we're always eating? And I thought mini meatballs, little tiny meatballs, and then what else can we make that's in little tiny pieces that would hold up in a soup? If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe, comment, let me know where you're watching from. Are you in New Hampshire, Montana, another country? You know, YouTube is global. So where are you watching from, and are you excited about more soups? Do you want to see some desserts? I'm going to make some amazing cardamom cookies and a keto tiramisu. Those are my, coming attractions. Those are my coming attractions. So this is a joy. The way to make this soup a slam dunk, super easy, is to do the prep work. You can get the kiddies involved in that. It's really fun. It's just different. Do you get bored with the same old, and you want something new and exciting? That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping to do for you. Are you staying beautiful? Are you going for a walk, or is it too cold outside where you live? It's too cold here. It was like 60 today. I'm like, I think I'm staying in. All right. Well, I will see you back here in 4 hours, actually in like 2 seconds, thanks to the magic of editing. Soup's on. It's done. I am so excited to show this to you. I ended up putting it in the refrigerator last night. The insert came right out. I put it in because it was getting very late. So I put it on this morning for another 2 hours. The carrots are tender. The meatballs are totally cooked. Let me show you this soup because you are not going to believe it. And I just love the idea of making a celebration soup, something that your family starts to think about when there's a special occasion, when someone's accomplished something, or a graduation, a birthday, an anniversary, anything, any cause for celebrating. And I love these little meatballs. Look at that. They're so cute. And the little round carrots, the purple ones don't look quite as purple as they did yesterday. They've cooked a long time. Everything is cooked and tender. And I snuck a taste. It's so good. Oh my goodness. So let me show you this up close with this camera. Okay, I want you to see these adorable little meatballs. I'm going to tag these little hexagonal, these hexagonal ice cube trays. They're silicone. I'm going to tag these down below in the description where you can find these on Amazon, because it just worked out so perfectly with the melon baller to just reach in there. Even better, you know, the ones that are semicircle, like meatball size, you have to fill the trays with water so they get the top half. So you'd only have a half. These are just the perfect depth. So I recommend you try these if you're going to do the soup. That little melon baller fits right in there. And I made fast work of making all these adorable little meatballs. It's so sweet to have a celebration soup. And I will list the macros down below. Okay, and I'm going to sprinkle a little shredded Parmesan cheese on top of the soup just for a little special touch. And here we go. I already took a taste of it earlier. It's so good. I used the 1 link of Italian sausage to lend the flavor to this, but I wanted the tenderness of the ground beef. And it's just the perfect combination. Possibly finish it. Oh, that's nice. I said that earlier I might finish it with some heavy cream. And then I realized that would undo all the beauty of this, the fact that we made everything little and round so that you could see like confetti. It's just going to be such a special soup. If you make this, please comment down below. Let me know if you changed it at all or if you followed it true to the recipe. I look forward to hearing from you. I am so excited to share this with you. It is just perfect. Thank you so much for joining me for this very special recipe and the inaugural recipe of my wonderful new essential, just beeped, my new essential cook pot from Green Pan. I absolutely love it. If you're a big fan of soups and stews, you should get something like this. I have it tagged down below too. And as an Amazon associate, I earn a small commission if you do purchase it off the link, and you won't pay any more for that. So I just want to put that disclaimer in there. But I really love this, and I'm so glad I'm not eating Teflon anymore. I'm not eating silicone. I've got my beautiful olive wood spoon. I have the spatula that I use to make the meatballs listed too. So if you want to try this, everything is right there for your convenience in the links down below, along with the recipe, everything you need, all the ingredients, and how to do it. This is so good. This is RJ for Keto Over 50. Stay beautiful. I love that you're on this journey with me. Thank you for sticking till the end. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. So I'll see you next time.